Introduction. I, Stephen Fischer, a Tennessee licensed private investigator, license number 9101, hereby file this non-party opposition to the motion for preliminary injunction filed by At Night Media, LLC, and the other plaintiffs. The plaintiffs, particularly At Night and its members, have no standing to seek injunctive relief in this case, as they are not licensed private investigators in the state of Tennessee, nor are they licensed in any state where their investigative activities have allegedly occurred. Their actions not only violate state licensing laws, but also improperly interfere with the legitimate investigation into the disappearance of Sebastian Rogers. This opposition challenges the legitimacy of the plaintiffs' claims, their standing as investigators, and the jurisdiction and venue of this case. The plaintiffs' motion should be denied for the following reasons. 2. Argument. A. Plaintiffs are operating as an unlicensed investigative agency. At Night Media, LLC, and its employees are acting as a private investigation and intelligence agency without the required licenses, violating Tennessee law and the laws of other states. Their website, accessible at https://www.oneworldmedia.com.co/atnight-private-intelligence, clearly advertises services typically associated with licensed private investigators. According to their website, they offer services such as criminal investigations, covert operations, intelligence collection. These are services that fall squarely within the purview of licensed private investigators and law enforcement agencies. Furthermore, At Night requires a $500,000 retainer to engage their services, demonstrating that they are conducting business as an unlicensed private intelligence agency. Additionally, when At Night announced they would be investigating the disappearance of Sebastian Rogers, they publicly disclosed a plan to use extreme and unethical measures, such as the administration of prescription drugs and so-called truth serums to coerce individuals into providing information. These tactics not only violate legal and ethical standards, but also further prove that At Night is attempting to operate as an unlicensed investigative entity. Their methods are not only illegal, but also threaten to compromise the integrity of any legitimate investigation by tampering with potential evidence in a manner that would render it inadmissible in court. B. Plaintiff Nick Hatzistathia is prohibited from engaging in investigations by his parole conditions. Plaintiff Nick the Hat Hatzistathia, as noted in the plaintiff's own filings, is currently on parole. His parole officer has restricted his ability to engage in any further involvement in this case, citing violations of his parole terms. According to their complaint, Hatzistathia has been explicitly barred from engaging with law enforcement in any capacity, and upon information and belief, he has been remanded to mental health care. This not only undermines his credibility, but also further demonstrates that the plaintiffs have no standing to act in any investigative capacity. Any investigative work or engagement with law enforcement attempted by Hatzistathia was done without authority, violating his parole and calling into question the validity of the plaintiff's claims. C. Dwayne Dog Chapman is not a licensed private investigator. Plaintiff Dwayne Dog Chapman is a well-known public figure and bounty hunter. However, he is not a licensed private investigator in Tennessee or any other state. Bounty hunting is distinct from private investigation, and Chapman has no legal authority to conduct investigative activities related to the disappearance of Sebastian Rogers. His involvement in this case further demonstrates that the plaintiffs are not acting in a legally sanctioned investigative capacity. D. Andra Griffin's legal violations. Plaintiff Andra Griffin has a direct connection to the case through her involvement with 4 protective orders currently in force against her, all related to this case. Griffin has been arrested and charged with 6 violations of these protective orders. At Night, which represents Griffin, has no standing to seek injunctive relief on her behalf, especially when her own actions have violated court orders related to this very case. E. Seth Rogers' self-admission as a suspect. Seth Rogers, the father of Sebastian Rogers, has repeatedly self-admitted that he is a suspect with law enforcement in the disappearance of his son. His role in this case raises serious concerns about the legitimacy of the plaintiff's claims. Furthermore, as a non-custodial parent, Seth Rogers lacks the authority to pursue these legal claims without the consent of the custodial parent, who has not filed any such claims. F. Tony Mathis' role lacks credibility and authority. Plaintiff Tony L. Mathis, who has been portrayed as a spokesperson for the plaintiffs, has no prior experience in such a role, nor does he have any investigative experience or legal authority to act on behalf of the plaintiffs in this case. His involvement appears to be purely performative, serving no legitimate purpose in furthering the investigation of Sebastian Rogers' disappearance. Instead, Mathis' primary role seems to involve hosting late-night, 2 a.m., chat sessions with females interested in the case on TikTok, where he is infamous for inappropriate behavior, including exposing himself during these live streams. This conduct further calls into question his credibility and suitability to act in any professional or public-facing role in this case. Mathis' actions, far from assisting the investigation, appear to be self-serving and designed to garner attention rather than aid in any meaningful resolution of the case. G. None of the plaintiffs have standing to claim interference. The plaintiffs are unlicensed investigators and thus cannot claim that they are being interfered with in any investigation. Law enforcement agencies, including the FBI, Tennessee Bureau of Investigation, and the Sumner County Sheriff's Office, have not alleged any interference in their own legitimate investigation. There is no credible claim that the defendants in this case, who are YouTube content creators providing commentary, have interfered with any licensed or legitimate investigation. Plaintiffs' claims are baseless and lack standing. H. Lack of jurisdiction and venue. This lawsuit was filed in Pennsylvania, but the central events concerning the disappearance of Sebastian Rogers took place in Tennessee. While the court may have jurisdiction over the individual defendants residing in Pennsylvania, it does not have appropriate jurisdiction over the larger case, which concerns investigative activities and alleged interference occurring in Tennessee. The proper venue for such claims would be Tennessee, where the events in question transpired.